I think that the anti-Semitism involves the demonization of Israel. After all, it's in the 20th century that Jews did something absolutely extraordinary. They returned to their homeland and they created a state. And they got recognition by now more than 160 nations of the world that Jews are not just a minority, people living in a diaspora, but they can return to the homeland. That's one of the deepest ideas, promises in Western civilization, perhaps in all of world civilization. I could share very briefly that the way in which Chinese scholars relate to Israel is very different than the way one would find it in many British universities. Meaning, that many British universities have faculty that are very critical of Israel, think that it's usurped the right of Palestinians. A Chinese scholar has no notion of that. Chinese scholars understand that Israel is a Jewish state and is part of Jewish civilization, and they are fully cognizant of the fact that Jewish civilization is based upon covenants in which there is a fundamental relationship between the people, their God, and a particular land. And the fact that it happens in this time makes it a stunning event that requires interrogation, not just the issue of geostrategic position and the prevalence of oil in the area and now in Israel. It has to do with something very fundamental of how they look at the West. And in the West itself, there are many people, Christians too, know about the covenant. Some approve of it, some don't approve of it, but whether they approve or disapprove, it is an issue. So the issue of Israel studies and the phenomenon that we are living in the generation where after 2,000 years, a people didn't forget, and the other people amongst whom they live have not forgotten, is a stunning event. And there is no other place in the world that I could think of a society that small that generates such interest.